call to attention the first meeting of the Committee of Experts on Public Administration. Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished delegates, it is my privilege to say a few words at the opening of this first meeting of the Committee of Experts on Public Administration. In a certain form, a meeting of experts on public administration has been held on a biennial basis in the United Nations since 1967. In these meetings, the experts were invited with due regard to geographical representation by the Secretary General, and the outcome of the meeting of experts was presented to the intergovernmental process through the reports of the Secretary General. With the growing importance of governance and public administration in the discussions and debates in the United Nations, and what is most crucial, the high importance given to this issue, the Millennium Declaration, led the Economic and Social Council to change the nature and status of this meeting. And what we have now is a committee of experts on public administration, which will function as a committee under the Economic and Social Council, with the experts being named by the countries. I would also stress that the reports of this committee now will go directly to the Economic and Social Council. And the committee would also be able to interact with the Economic and Social Council in terms of defining its worldwide nominations for the chairperson. I recognize the representative of Italy, Mr. Ferrari.
There has been some communication between us and some understanding, and I would like to propose Mr. Msibambi from Uganda.
Mr. Msibambi as chairman, the team of the chair.
Distinguished delegates, I thank you for the honor of being elected president of this committee. I invite the Commission to begin consideration of agenda item entitled Adoption of the Agenda.
Well, thank you very much for the discussion. I think that was lively on human resources. I close now this session. I ask Mr. Lin to come here to preside the next section on innovation and technology. Thank you very much.
I welcome everyone to our second day of the Committee of Experts meeting. I wish to inform everyone of a change in the agenda for today. Mr. Kliksberg will address the committee this afternoon instead of this morning, in order to allow Mr. Jared Serezi Mita, Chief Public Policy Analysis and Development Branch of the United Nations Public Economics and Public Administration Division, to make his two presentations this morning.
I ask Mr. Guido Bazzucchi, Director of the Division of Public Economics and Public Administration, present the following: review of the United Nations Program on Public Administration and Finance. Mr. Bazzucchi.
For the discussion of this item is that this committee of Expert Public Administration has not only the role to provide advice to ECOSOC on topics related to public administration, but it has also the responsibility of reviewing and providing advice on the program work of the Secretariat, in this particular case, that's at the part of Economic Social Affairs, and specifically.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Bazzucchi and Mr. Boab for their presentation. I wish particularly to thank you for having removed the fear that this committee will be marginalized, but we have the skills and the commitment.
In order to invite Madame Bougon to make
First of all, let me focus on what would be the introduction. They're proposing to use the introduction to bring forward a number of messages that have been mentioned over and over again during the course of our discussion, and that apply to every part of the report, and therefore they are presented in that fashion. I'm going to summarize them briefly for you. First of all, the introduction, next slide please, would start with a reference to would start and end with a reference to the Millennium Declaration, because essentially it is not only defining the purpose of our work, but it is also the base from which we should over time assess whether or not we are making the contribution that was expected of us in terms of building the governance capacity that would ensure that we achieve the targets and the objectives stated in the Millennium Declaration.
Allow me to invite Mrs. Diane Chen, Chief Information and Network Community Division of Public Affairs and Public Administration, to present the following. Number 5, please. Was very beautiful. It was also informative, extensive and rich. And I, with you all, thank Ms. Diane Chen for her. The floor now, Mr. Petrucci.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished members of the committee, other guests. We have invited other guests to come. I have the pleasure to introduce officially the first issue of the public sector, work sector report.
Now, the committee of experts has been launched, and it is clear that it's going to be a vibrant one. We are very grateful for your contribution. We have had people have been extremely candid, and we have used the consensus method to arrive at our decision. I want to thank you for all of you for your excellent and